Hi guys, we're really lucky today to have with us Tina Christoudias. She's a functional medicine practitioner and nutritionist, and she's going to be talking to us a little bit today about preventative medicine, about ways that we can stay healthy during this time of crisis for our whole family, for children. She's also going to do an interview with my daughter Savannah to help kids as well. So can you talk a little bit about yourself? Family, and there's also Tanny here, who's a prenatal midwife who works at the studio and teaches our pregnant women and postnatal classes. And we have Nicole, who is our functional instructor as well. She has lots to say, always. She'll be taking over most of the interview, I think, actually. Anyway, let's get on to you, Tina, first.
Well, I think that most people would love to know what functional medicine is, because I think in Cyprus, when I mentioned that I'm a functional medicine practitioner.
And she's the only one in Cyprus, by the way, the only qualified person in Cyprus. I thought I'd add that in.
Thank you. So basically, a lot of people say to me, so what, you're a doctor now? And that's not it. I'm a nutritionist by trade, and basically functional medicine gives me the tools to look at things holistically and to look for the root cause of what may be going on with the person. Example, maybe someone has headaches. And typically, most people, when they have a headache, they're going to take some sort of medicine to get rid of the headache, right? But what my job would be, well, why are you getting headaches? Let's look at your diet. Let's look at your lifestyle. Are you a very stressed out person? Do you have psychological problems going on in your life right now? Are you exercising? Are you sedentary? Everything affects everything within the body, and that's what functional medicine turns to do. So if someone has a headache, the first thing I'm going to try to change as a nutritionist is their diet. So if they're having a lot of sugar in their diet, if they're having a lot of refined white flours in their diet, if they have a lot of issues going on with their guts that don't allow them to absorb their food properly, we're going to look at that first, and we're going to clean up their diet, and we're going to make sure their digestion is optimal. So that's one of the first things we look at. And when it comes to headaches, for example, still using that example, usually when people cut out the stuff that causes inflammation in their diet, most people see a symptom relief of headaches overall, and they don't have to use that medicine so often after that.
So would you say this is something that's prevention rather than cure?
Yes, of course, it's prevention, but it's also how to deal with chronic issues. So our medical system, our conventional medical system, is very good at dealing with acute illness. So now with the coronavirus going on, and people being scared of what's going on with the coronavirus, if someone gets coronavirus and they are not feeling well and they need symptom relief, this is where a conventional doctor will come in and save your life. This is where we've gotten very good at this, okay? What my job is kind of like, okay, you've gotten coronavirus, you've gotten over it. Now, let's kind of step back and see how we can alleviate all the possible chronic issues that have developed after getting coronavirus. So we try to build the immune system, we try to, with diet, with supplements, with lifestyle changes.
Mm-hmm. Can we not be doing that now, before we even get coronavirus, to stop us getting the coronavirus? I think that's what people are more interested now, because right now in Cyprus we're just a handful of people that have it, and the big thing that most people are concerned about is how can I prevent, what are ways that I can do right now to build up my immune system and to become stronger, to help me prevent getting, or even if I am to get it, have at least a really strong immune system so I might only get very limited symptoms from it,
Sure, and that's a great point, and that's exactly what we should be doing. And I think the first thing that we can all try to do is not to stress. I know it's easier said than done.
Yeah. I do know that stress increases cortisol levels. So cortisol is a hormone that we produce when we're stressed, and that by producing more cortisol, we're lowering our immune system.
Exactly.
So I know that we've got to de-stress. So one of the things we're doing is trying to make our exercise more fun. We're going to be putting out more funny videos. You've probably seen one with Savannah and Nicole already that's doing really well online right now. So we think we need to make people laugh, we need to make
Humour is medicine as well.
as well. But of course there is also things that we can be taking and doing and natural ways of boosting our immune system, I guess right now. That's one of the things that we wanted to discuss in this.
I also wanted to discuss easy solutions, because obviously it's always, we're very reactive rather than proactive, and we're all coming into this situation now where there is a crisis, and there really is, truly. And as you said, we're all trying to not be stressed, but we are. So are there any easier solutions at this point that you can offer us?
The easy solutions are the best. I mean, when it comes to the spirit, mind, body, and spirit, right, they're all connected. And, like a friend of mine online, she said, why don't we schedule like an online karaoke session? And, doing things at home, that online, using that tool to kind of connect and gain a sense of community is going to really help us to get through this and to heal. Community really helps us, changes our genes to actually improve our immune system. So if there's anybody, now that we have more free time on our hands, connect with our family, connect with people online, connect with everybody, and really be there for one another. This sense of community is going to boost our immune systems and help us to get through this. And it's a very underestimated thing, but it really helps our health. To how we're supposed to be eating, I don't think it's the time to really do detoxes or to cut out foods from our lives or to really concentrate on, to be a perfectionist when it comes to how we're eating right now. I think more importantly, it's just easier to stick to what we're used to eating. Okay, we don't want to be eating lots of sugar because that decreases our immune system, obviously. Refined white flours, we don't want that, decreases our immune system, okay? We want real whole foods. And I've put some very simple foods out here, especially in the Cypriot community. Lentils, legumes, beans, all dried foods that we can easily get and store that are cheaper, that we can eat in large amounts if we want. Beans and lentils and legumes, they have a lot of fiber, they have protein, they have a lot of vitamins and minerals that will help us to get through the day. And if we're not able to digest these things, because a lot of people have gastrointestinal issues that perhaps they can bother them, they can definitely soak these things from the night before to decrease the phytic acid that causes all that bloating. And there's another thing you can actually do. You can actually learn to cook now that you guys are home,
Yeah, the kids. Great way for the kids.
Yeah.
We'll be on to that too. So, sprouting, what's that about?
So, sprouting, this is something that you can easily do with lentils or fagues, as we say in Greek. You can actually just top them with water, leave them in the sun for 2 or 3 days, and when you see them sprouting little green leaves, little tiny leaves that you take out, this actually enhances the nutrient density of the lentils. And so once they're sprouted, you cook them like this and you eat them, and they're not going to bother your digestive tract so much. So these are
interesting. I used to love doing that at school with a cotton wool and you put it down. Yeah, we all did that. I think so. We all know how to do that. Kids can do that. That's really fun for kids to join in.
Yeah.
Family bonding.
I have a lot of patients too that have to be gluten-free because they have autoimmune diseases and gluten does bother them. So instead of buying truckloads of regular pasta, you can actually buy brown rice pasta. You can get pasta made out of beans and lentils. I think I have some here. This one happens to be with red lentil pasta, okay? So you can definitely stock up on those and then just mix them with plenty of veggies. Add your good fats like olive oil. We can have a vat of olive oil. Most of us probably do have a vat of olive oil at
Should
home.
we actually cook with olive oil?
It's better to add it afterwards.
Okay, so what oil should we use? What's the best type of oil?
Well, coconut oil has a higher melting point, which means that it turns to smoke at a later point. It has a higher temperature yield. So you can definitely cook with more coconut oil. Most oils, though, they're kind of easy to be tampered with, so it's better to add oil afterwards to your food rather than cook with it.
Okay.
What about vitamins right now?
So vitamins, the best vitamin to be taking in very high doses right now is vitamin C. And what you want to be looking for in your vitamin C supplement is to make sure that it's called liposomal vitamin C. What this means is that it's covered in a fat coating. And when vitamin C is covered in a fat coating, it's much more absorbed in your body and more readily available to your body than just taking regular ascorbic acid. And so when you're looking for vitamin C, ask for liposomal. If not, you can definitely order it online. I guess online's going to have a big boom at this
And
time.
is there any order we should take our vitamins? Should we have it after we eat or before we eat? First thing in the morning,
Well,
last
it
thing at
depends
night?
what vitamin it is. So basically with vitamin C, I recommend at this time to get 4 grams in a day. And you should be taking it 1 gram at a time. So maybe in the morning when you wake up, 1 gram, and then at lunch another gram, and in the afternoon another gram, and in the evening another gram. So break it up throughout the day. So you're getting at least 4 grams a day. Now, in the future, to really understand your dose, the best way to do it is to increase by 1 gram every single day until you have diarrhea. So it's not to purposefully get diarrhea, but if you, for example, you go up to 8 grams and you have diarrhea, your ideal dosage for vitamin C is 7 grams per day. That's what your body needs to protect itself.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about in
So your toilet roll,
That's why we need the toilet rolls right
except
now.
for sports.
what about for pregnant ladies, Tina? Is the vitamin has a different dosage, or they should be more careful?
No, I mean vitamin C is good in pregnancy as well. I mean, it's not going to be dangerous to the child. So I mean, if you're because your body naturally gets rid of it anyway if you're taking too much. So it's not an issue when it comes to things. Vitamins that you may want to watch out for when you're pregnant, taking too much, is possibly vitamin A and vitamin D. These are your fat-soluble vitamins. Although you need them in pregnancy, you need to be taking a good dosage amount of them. And this depends on every person, therefore I'm not going to give like a general dosage. But in pregnancy, you don't want to like fiddle with high-dose vitamin D or vitamin A because we still don't know what effects that has on the pregnant woman.
Okay, so what about naturally drinking lots of fresh orange juice, I guess? Is that an option?
I wouldn't drink lots of orange juice because that's a lot of sugar load on the
Oh,
body.
okay.
So if we're going to do juicing, we want to juice more vegetables. So we can mix like spinach, beetroot, carrot, and apple, for example.
Okay.
We can do those kinds of juicing.
Okay.
Shame I've just done a whole jug of fresh orange juice. I'll be like, everyone wants some.
We're allowed a little bit,
A little
surely.
bit.
Everything in moderation, no doubt.
Yeah.
But in order to get good amounts of vitamin C, and not only vitamin C, but phytonutrients. Phytonutrients help to increase our immune system. And phytonutrients are those nutrients extra to vitamins and minerals that help the body to fight infection. How do we do that? By eating the colors of the rainbow every single day. So for example, a lot of people get stuck on, oh, I just had some cucumber today. Well, if you have like a little chart that says, okay, how many vegetables did I eat from red today? How many vegetables did I eat from yellow today?
Good point.
Each different color gives us a different benefit. So for example, there's research coming out now, for example, like blueberries are good for the brain. Green leafy vegetables, green, are good for the gut. Okay, so by having all these different kinds of colors every single day in our diet, we're protecting our immune system. And so if you get some brown rice, for example, you can make a nice little stir fry with a bunch of different colors of vegetables and have it right in your plate. Very easy solution, takes 5 minutes to make.
So a game that you can play and just put pointers in what they can add in each colour.
Yeah,
And maybe cook with them, like you said.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
And what I think people will discover when they try to put recipes together right now is how easy it is. You don't have to be a master chef to eat well, you know? It doesn't take much time at all.
And it's also, listen, it's more everything that we're listening to and everything. Just remember, we've got everything in moderation. You don't have to do this. This is not like you have to do this. It's only this. It's like try and incorporate all this into your lifestyle and gradually start to introduce it a little bit more and a bit more, but not to add extra stress on people like, oh my God, so now I've got to do this.
Sure.
And like, oh my God,
That's a very
now
good
I'm
point.
because they're like, oh, what else now we can be told what to do. I think it's if you can gradually incorporate these things in so that it slowly becomes a way of life.
We were discussing briefly before you came about how kids will be sitting obviously on their PlayStations or whatever, just doing anything, you know, get out my way for a few minutes, because obviously we're talking about 24/7 situation in families, and they're going to be pulling their hair. So when the child is sitting down watching TV for endless hours, which again we're going to sort out later on, what sort of snacks could you give a child realistically? I know we talked about all these colours of the rainbows, and all they can probably think about, or me, is Smarties and M&Ms. Wrong. So could you give us some pointers on little things that are tasty and kids will say, yay, mum?
Well, funnily enough, last year I did a little experiment because a lot of the kids were buying chips from the cantinas.
Yeah.
And I sent my daughter with kale chips. So kale, you know what it is? It's a green leafy vegetable, kind of like spinach. And all you do is literally just wash it, rip it up into little pieces, put it on a baking tray, spray some olive oil on it, some sea salt, some herbs if you like, stick it in the oven for 20 minutes, and you create kale chips.
Nice.
The kids devoured it, and they wanted more. And so this is something like if you're sitting in front of your PlayStation or TV and you're just snacking, most kids love
What's
it.
your take on the whole nutrition as far as an exercise aspect? Do you advise to do, what is your advice as far as?
Well, again,
nutritionist?
as everyone is different. Like, for example, if I have a very chronically ill patient that can barely move, like even just doing some simple stretches is good exercise for them, right? And for others, it may be CrossFit, that they, you know, they're athletic and they want to really push themselves. So it really depends on the person. And what I advise is, if the exercise is making you feel good, continue. If it's painful, if it's making you exhausted, find another way to exercise. That's my general advice. However, movement is critical. If you don't have movement, you're not building your mitochondria, which are energy producers in the cells. Makes us feel sluggish, tired, more pain, headaches, you know.
That's Nicole's favourite.
And also, what's my other favourite saying is, down to Emily.
Motion is lotion.
Very good. We have a new joke about that.
So you're talking about the mitochondria, yes.
Yeah, and so if you're not moving, you're just contributing to decreasing your immune system. So definitely, you know, like all the great little videos that you guys are doing, like things to do at home, but even little bursts of exercise in the day, which you guys have shown me, help you a lot, you know, and continue the movement, continue to help you to have muscle tone, and to, especially if you're a lady over a certain age, to continue to build your muscle tone and to prevent things like osteoporosis and osteopenia and things like that.
Very important. So, which leads us on to menopause, actually, briefly.
Well, this is one of the main reasons. I actually had a consultation last week
With
Tina, yes, specifically for helping me balance my hormones, because I am perimenopausal, and I just feel that I get moments of, I haven't gotten to the stage of hot flushes and night sweats and things like this, but I'm having the hormonal imbalances of like the bloating and every time I eat, and just swollen breasts, and just all of this type of thing where my body just suddenly feels like, oh, what's going on? You know, I've never had any worries too much in my life. I'm pretty lucky. And so suddenly these changes in my hormones are coming on. And she gave me some great advice on just different vitamins that I can take in the evening. So I'll keep you guys posted on how I'm feeling. So, you know, and stuff. But yeah, so I know that you can help a lot with this.
So, and my question is there anything you can actually eat naturally? I know we talk about vitamins and vitamins, but I like to sort of go the natural route if we can, with hormones and exercise. So what would you recommend for menopause as far as hot flushes or?
So hormones, what we want to address, like in order for our hormonal signaling to work properly within our body, it's all about making sure that our body is able to detoxify properly. How do we detox? Through sweat, so exercising, right? If we're in saunas, we're sweating. making sure our lymph system is working well. So our lymph system is like the traffic control of all the toxins that get dumped into the lymph system so that they can be gotten rid of through the body. And so if our lymph system is clogged, we're not able to detoxify. So again, if you're moving, if you're doing more exercising, you can do something called dry brushing, which is just a basic dry brush, and you can kind of massage your lymph system to make it move and make it open up a little bit more. You want to be able to make sure that your liver health is okay. You can drink things like rosehip tea. You can eat artichokes, are very good for the liver. Beetroot helps to build bile, that helps the liver to get rid of its toxins in bile. And you can drink teas like dandelion root tea. So all these things help to really support the liver health. You can also take milk thistle. Milk thistle helps with issues like high cholesterol and fatty liver. Because if your liver is sluggish and it's not getting rid of our toxins, our hormones will be disrupted. Typically, the more toxic you are, the more symptomatic you will be as a perimenopausal or menopausal woman. Okay? So if you have more toxic buildup, you will have more hot flashes, you will have more mood swings, you will have more, these ups and downs in your periods that, we want to avoid.
So great advice all round. I've got a very specific question now. And I think most of us and our friends watching, alcohol. Tanny just said she went and did a shot, and this is, most of us women tend to do a shot for the family and go and look at the wine for us. Is that okay? Are we allowed to drink? Not while we're driving.
Not for the pregnant ladies anyway.
And not
pregnant.
we're talking about, on an everyday, normal basis, what's safe?
Okay, well, this is, again, a very individualistic thing. In general, I don't say that people should drink, okay? Because again, we want to support the liver, and if we're drinking too much, especially on a daily basis, even a glass of wine every day, especially in populations like
You're so stuffed.
especially in
Too late for me.
Too late.
Beep! This is blasphemy.
well, especially in people that are have more of a tendency towards feeling tired and feeling chronically ill and feeling, not 100%, we want to avoid alcohol because we want to support the liver to make sure that it's detoxifying during this time. Now, if you're a healthy individual and you know your body, the safe limit for most, that's recommended for most, is a glass of wine or a shot of something for a woman, and for men it's twice that. So, but again, I don't really recommend it
per
a day.
day.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I
Pretty
don't.
sexist, I think.
In general, we want to, everything in moderation and be prudent about it. Don't go crazy with it. Anything that we do, like if we're gonna have some chocolate, for example, choose some dark chocolate and have a little bit. Don't go crazy. Same thing with alcohol. If we really feel like having a little bit of red wine with our dinner, it's fine, But the main thing is, I think you mentioned it before, Kristen. Don't be like, I have to be perfect, because that just causes more stress.
Well, anyway, thank you so much for coming and talking.
Yeah, me too.
I hope that everyone can take something from this interview and that we've helped them in some way. If you need to contact Tina, you can get hold of us and we will give you her information. We might just probably put it at the end. We'll put it at the end of the video. So anyway, thanks a lot. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.